Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. I want to give double honors to the elders and apostles at Great Millstone that taught me this truth and rule well. And now I say Shalom to you, Akim Nakwat, out there pursuing this truth diligently. Coming at you once again with another lesson. Alright, this one's titled People Hate Us, and That's Good. Alright, once again, people hate us, and that's good. And actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw on milk onto the topic, right onto the, not the topic, but the title. All right, because this really is a milk lesson, but it's not just a milk lesson. It's good, for everybody in the truth to hear. It's really like a spirit booster. I can type that in too. All right, so it's really like a spirit booster milk lesson. All right, so it's good for the new people coming in, and it's good for the people that have been in for quite a bit. All right, because it's a spirit booster after all. Okay, now we mentioned, I believe it was the day before yesterday, all right, because yesterday's lesson, all right, was a part 2, a continuation of a lesson that I had done before, all right, dealing with why all the Israelites can't get along. All right, that one was titled, Why Can't All the Israelites Get Along? Unity and False Prophets, right? So you can go ahead and check that out if you will. All right, that's a milk lesson as well. Lord willing, you gather some edification from that. Okay, so without any further ado, we're gonna get right into this. Okay, so we mentioned this lesson. I mentioned those lessons because in the first lesson, all right, part 1, all right, we mentioned that we were gonna make this lesson because there's a little bit of crossover between those two videos. Okay, why can't all the Israelites get along? There's talking about being separate, and that we can, how can two walk together lest they be agreed? All right, I think we got some of these same scriptures. Not all of them, but as the Spirit works with us, Lord willing, we'll pull scriptures as we see fit. All right, not as we see fit, but really as the Spirit wants us to do, all through the Spirit power of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. All right, of course, giving once again all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Okay, so let's get right into it. We'll start off with a little bit of I guess it would be a preamble, all right, if that's the correct word. Let's see. Let's look it up if I'm using the right one. Preamble. An introductory, all right? So basically that's what it is, a preamble, all right, an introduction. All right, a preamble. Just want to make sure I'm not saying something dumb. I like making sure you got, the words on point. There's a lot of edification that come from, as much as a simple definition. So start up with our preamble, our introduction. All right, being, again, like we mentioned in that in the previous video. All right, part 1 of why can't all the Israelites get along? Okay, one of the things you're going to notice in this truth is people are going to look at you weird. They're going to look at you funny. They're going to treat you funny. All right, you might get, you might have issues with people at work. All right, and it's not always definitive. All right, it's not always definitive. I've had some jobs where, I've had a lot of people like me. That was mostly before the truth. And then I've had jobs where everybody hated me. I've had, jobs like I'm at now where it's kind of mixed, so. People are kind of just like, whatever. I'm around, but I'm not in the popular group, as they would say. I call it the high school group, the high school kid group. All right, because they have their own little team. I'm kind of just hanging out in the background, as where I like to be. There's a guy I'm cool with, but most of the people that I was cool with have left. All right, and that's usually how it goes through in the truth. All right, but again, and call all Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, I don't have a lot of issues, there either. Okay, and sometimes those can arise in your work as well. We all go through things. Everybody's got a different walk. Sometimes there might be issues, sometimes there might not be. Okay, that's just how it is. But in general, people hate us. All right, they might have a problem with us. They might not be cool with us. All right, and regardless if you maybe your workplace isn't so bad. All right, but maybe wherever you go, people look at you, give you funny looks. All right, or maybe you just have that feeling, why am I being treated differently? All right, and you've had that since a child, perhaps even. All right, that you've been treated differently. People treated you weird, like you weren't human or something. All right, that you weren't on the same level of them or something. So, you know what we're saying. You that have been through it know exactly what's being said. All right, it'll resonate with you. I know exactly what you're talking about. All all right, and it's been, it's been mentioned before by, the apostles and the elders, all right, and that's something that commonly happens to, the hopeful elect, and we're hoping to be of the elect, all right. Now, if we're of the elect, you got to realize that even when we were in the world, the Most High knew us, okay, because we're of the elect, all right. We would be, if we are of the elect, and Lord willing we would be His chosen, all right. He would know us, all right, because we were chosen from before the foundation of the earth was formed, right. We were a special people set aside, even from the nation of Israel, all right, the elect, all right, the elect, okay, the Lord's chosen people of Israel, all right, the elect, all right, which is a small number, okay. Now that would explain, us being the hopeful elect, why people, see us differently. They might look at us weird, all right, give us strange looks, might treat us different types of way. You might have problems with people at work. You might have that one asshole. There's always, one asshole at work that starts issues. You might have issues with you, all right. And again, Thawadi Yehalba Shemiao Shai, I don't really have, too much of those issues at work. My hell at work is I have to deal with a bunch of Batiman, all right, and Bati girls, all right, all over the place saying a bunch of weird Mo shit all the time. That's one of my hells at work, all right. But we're not going to make this lesson about me. Everybody's got something different, all right. You might have to go, you might not have people that go through, like, just saying to make sure that everybody goes through something differently, that you're not being singled out if these things aren't going to. So you might not have anybody really having too many issues with you at work, but you might have, a lot of mo's, all right, such as my case, or, an extreme vexation of some sort, not just mo's, but extreme vexation, or you might not have that, but your labor might be really, really hard, man. All right, you might, not really have all too many issues with people. There might not be too many vexation or mo's. All right, but man, you bust your ass all day, sweating, you're working outside, all right, and sweat dripping down your neck. You come home in pain, take your shoes off, and you just, hey. So everybody's going through something different, all right, but, a lot of us go through the issues, all right, and it might not seem apparent. It might not be at work. It might not be, this or that. It might not even be also apparent, but when you start to see it, you'll know, all right? Look at the supermarkets. People look at you. People will treat you weird, all right? For example, I went to a Lowe's recently, and I made this lesson. I put this lesson together before that, but that's another good, testimony. I went to Lowe's, was looking around, all right, of course, me and the wife, and, of course, we get treated like we're stealing or something, all right? Followed around the store, all right? This old Edomite fuck, all right, he starts, asking, oh, what are you doing? I'm like, oh, we're just, looking. We're just looking, that's all. We don't need help. And he says, okay, well, looking's free. And I was looking at, I was in the Lowe's, I was looking at drills at the time, but, in Tawadi Halba Shemiao Shai, I kept my mouth shut because, that worldliness tries to, come back, all right, but you have to be circumspect. That worldliness tries to come back and, you want to make a snide comment like, oh, man, I'm glad you were here. I was just about to steal one of these display drills that's bolted down to the frame. I was just about to get out my drill and undrill this drill. With some snide comment. And, Thawadi Halba Shemiao Shai, I didn't do that. But it really makes you want to say something, but it's better to hold your tongue. So instances like that, people are going to hate you. They're going to throw, there's an example, the racism towards you. All right, Jake. All right, now that's a different thing, but that's on the same level as well. All right, and the elect, all right, Lord willing, we're part of that number, all right, is going to experience those things tenfold, man, okay? They're going to hate you. They're going to say things about you. People might bear false witness on you, all right? And they might say, oh, he did this, and that didn't happen. We could all of us, I'm not, like I said, I don't want to make this all about me, all right? This isn't about me at the end of the day. I'm just giving testimonies that I've personally, had that you can resonate with me. Maybe if you brothers have experiences, leave them down in the comment board, man, all right? Let's see, we're all going to go through things. I've had issues with coworkers. I've had issues with, all sorts, random ass people. All right. And we don't need, I don't need to talk about like me, like I said. I'm just giving you some examples so and you probably have a million things that come to your mind right now. Oh yeah, I remember this girl one time, she did this, and she was at my job and she did this, or oh yeah, that one time I was walking to the supermarket and that coworker or not the coworker, but that worker or oh this person that was there, they reached in my basket and took something out and they slapped me and called me, whatever, Everybody has their different issues, but why do those things happen to us in an alarming amount? Okay, and I'm rambling. I want to get to the scriptures, but why do these things happen to us in an alarming amount? All right, because we're not like them, and they can tell. All right, it's not about a skin color thing at the end of the day. All right, and it's not even really about. I mean, it is about a nation thing of Israel, but it's even deeper than that. All right, and it really is about being Israelites too. But we're talking about the hopeful elect here. All right, they can tell that we're not the same. All right, everyone's a box of crayons, right? And we're a pencil. All right, we don't fit in. All right, and everyone's a crayon, and here you are, a pencil walking by. What the hell? What's this pencil doing over here? You don't fit in. You're not a crayon. You're something completely different, man. Get away from us. This is crayons only over here. I'm just using a weird example, but here you have a bunch of apples, and here you are, an orange walking by. All right, you know what I mean? You're sticking out like a sore thumb. All right, and you might not look it. All right, so he looks like a Hebrew Israelite. But they can tell by your spirit. All right, just as we mentioned in the lesson the other day, just as you can tell something's wrong with their spirit when you're around these wicked ass people, they can tell that something's right in your spirit. All right, but they don't have the ability to discern, so they think what's right in you is actually wrong. Something's wrong with him. Something's wrong with him. No, something's right with us. All right, something's wrong with you. All right, and like I said in the lesson the other day, you can't mix vodka and milk. All right, you can't, just as the scriptures say. Let's get we're going to jump down actually to 2 Corinthians 6 and 14, and we're going to do a split view here for this, all right? So we're going to get a split view. We're going to go and start off actually with 2 Corinthians because that's relevant at the time. Okay, so this is 2 Corinthians 6 and 14. It says, "Be ye not unequally yoked together with unbelievers, for what fellowship hath righteousness with unrighteousness? And what communion hath light with darkness? And what concord hath Hamashiach with Belial? Or what part hath he that believeth with an infidel?" Okay? And we'll read 16. It says, "And what agreement hath the temple of the Most High with idols?" See, these things are things that don't mix. All right, Hamashiach and Belial don't mix. All right, here you got an evil force, and then you got the anointed. All right, the Savior. That doesn't mix. All right, or what about someone who believes with an infidel? That doesn't mix. Or what about the temple of the Most High and then idols? Those don't mix. None of those things mix, man. All right, and us, all right, being of the Most High. All right, Lord willing, right? Don't mix with these worldly people. All right, we just don't. It's like I used that worldly example, and I said said yesterday or the day before in I think it was part 1 of the Why Can't Israelites Get Along? There's that old saying, survival of the fittest, from Mobb Deep. I think it's survival of the fittest. I think it's survival of the fittest by Mobb Deep, or is it the Shook Ones? It's one of them. And in that lyric, there's a part that says, "Put us together, it's like mixing vodka and milk," right? And if you go and mix vodka and milk, it curdles. So it's the same thing with these things, all right? You can't mix light with darkness, or you can't mix Hamashiach with Belial. You can't mix a believer with an infidel. You can't mix the temple of the Most High with idols. It just doesn't work. It just doesn't work. It says, "As the Most High hath said, I will dwell in them and walk in them, and I will be their power, and they shall be my people." Okay, you can't mix these things. It just doesn't work, all right? It just doesn't work. And that's why when we get around these people, they treat us weird. They treat us strange. They don't treat us right. They look at us like we're, we're a fucking elephant in the room, all right, or something like that, because we do not fit in, all right? They're of the world. We're not of the world, all right? Being in this truth, being of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, we're not, all right? And Lord willing, a part of the elect. All right, that's our grand hope, is what we're hoping for as a part of the elect. That's why we call ourselves the hopeful elect. We're hopeful to be part of that number. All right, So, and hey, you being in the truth right now is a great sign. You got to realize, look around, man. All right, now that's not a definitive. Oh, you're 100% of the elect. No, but we got a good chance going. Okay. And that's, not to say, you can't let it, I'm 100% of the elect, but you also can't say, I'm a 2/3. You have to be hopeful, all right? And if we go to the word hopeful, all right, what does it mean to be hopeful? Okay? It says hopeful. Hopeful. Feeling or inspiring optimism about a future event. You're being optimistic. You're being positive about it, right? You're being positive. Other words would be, favorable. It's favorable, all right? It's looking favorable for you, all right?
Favorable.
To the advantage of someone or something. Being in the truth is favorable. That's favorable for you being a part of the elect, All right. Now, it's not saying you are a part of the elect, but you know, it's looking good. All right. It's looking hopeful. What's the hope? What's hopeful mean? Or what does optimism mean? Because it said having optimism. What's optimism?
Optimism.
Hopefulness and confidence about the future or the successful outcome or something. We're hoping to be of the elect. All right. You know, we're hoping to be. That's what we're hoping for, to be part of the elect. All right. That's how it goes. We're having hope. We're having, you know, confidence, not, a surety of being, yes, I'm 100% part of the elect, but confidence, be like, yes, okay, it's looking good for me. All right, I'm doing the work. All right, and you know, Lord willing, you always have to say Lord willing, right? Lord willing, you end up being part of the elect. I myself, you brothers and sisters out there, all right, we're all rooting for each other. The apostles and elders on down of Great Millstone, all right, and those brothers and sisters that are doing the right thing, right? We're all rooting for each other, all right? You know, I want to make it. You brothers and sisters, I want to see you make it. All right, you want, you know, the apostles to make it. The apostles want us to make it. It's an encompassing circle. All right, we all want to see each other succeed, man. At the end of the day, we all want to see each other succeed. Okay, and not only succeed but excel. Okay, in this truth. All right, grow, gain that knowledge and that wisdom. All right, but as the apostles look at us and we look at the apostles, we say, wow, there's something, you know, really right about that man. All right, he's got an extremely hardened knowledge about this truth. All right, he has an extremely locked down, hardened knowledge about this truth. He has an extreme amount of knowledge and intelligence about these subjects and the breakdowns, right? We look at them, you know, with honor. Like, wow, man, you really must be a man of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, you know, Lord willing. All right, but the same way we can tell something's right in their spirit. Getting back to the topic, these people in the world can tell that something's different. All right, to them, they mark it off as something's wrong about him, something's wrong about her. There's not, you know, something ain't quite right here. All right, but the thing is the opposite. All right, because they don't understand righteousness, okay, or judgment. So really, what they're saying is there's something right here, and I don't like it because I'm wicked as hell. That's really what's going down. All right, is they don't like it. All right, because we're that milk. All right, that's getting, you know, and they're trying to mix it with vodka, and I don't like it. So they separate themselves, and we separate ourselves as well. All right, or they become infatuated and turn into a vocab Malone, and that's another thing, and that's just being hurt. But let's get 1 John 4:4, because it really goes, this is what it all goes back to, man. We're not of the world, okay? And these people are of the world, okay? And they don't like us because we're not of the world. We don't fit in. We're not them. Something's wrong about you. Something's different. I can't quite put my finger on it, but something's wrong with you. You know, something's right with us, all right? And something's wrong with you. You got it backwards, all right? Flip it around. Something's wrong with you. Something's right with us. And that something right is the truth and the power of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, all right? And Lord willing that we're a part of the elect. That's what's right with us, and that's what you're deeming as quote-unquote wrong, all right? But you're the wrong one. You're the one wicked. That's wicked. You're living in sin, all right? So you're the wrong one. We're the right one, Lord willing. 1 John 4:4, ye are of the Most High, little children, and have overcome them, because greater is he that is in you than he that is in the world. They are of the world, therefore speak they of the world, and the world heareth them. We are of the Most High, and he that knoweth the Most High heareth us. He that is not of the Most High heareth not us. Hereby know we the spirit of truth and the spirit of error. So these people say, oh, you know, we should get abortions and we should go and smoke drugs and, you know, take some fentanyl and do this and that. They're like, yeah, we should totally do that. That sounds like a great idea. But no, you shouldn't do that. All right, you should go and repent. All right, if they're Israelites, of course, you should repent. And what you should do is you turn back to Yahweh Shem Yahushai and put off all that wickedness that you're doing. You're going to be put to death. I don't like what he has to say. I don't like him. He's evil. He was saying that white people can't be saved. You know, You know, that's what they do. They get all mad, you know, and that's because we're not of the world. But if someone said, yeah, you should definitely, don't listen to him. Go and get those abortions. I'm like, yeah, exactly. Thank you. You're right. You're what's right in the world. No, you're what's fucking wrong in this place, man. All right, but those people are the light of this world is shined upon them, of this world, not the light of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, but of this world. Oh, look at these people, they're so great. All right, they're so great. You know, no, they're not. They're fucking wicked. You're celebrating someone that does drugs and kills babies? What kind of fucking retarded shit is that? All right, but these people are celebrated. All right, these people are celebrated. Why? Because they're of the world, and the other people of the world are like, yes, stick it to the man. you know, and they're just missile food. They're just going to be put to death. Okay? And when we say, hey, that's wrong, all right, two men walk down the street holding hands together and something's brought out, you know, one of the brothers says, hey, that's fucking disgusting and that's wrong. They're the bad guys, right? You're what's wrong with the world. No, they're not. Other way around. You're what's wrong with the world. Okay? You're what's wrong with the world. You know? So, damn, man, it's just, these fucking people. And it's a vexation. It is. And people hate us. But that's good. All right, because that means we're doing something right, okay? Because these worldly people don't quite like us, all right? And we might, and again, don't get it twisted. You might have someone at work that's okay with you, but they don't know who you really are. They don't know who you really are. You might have someone in the supermarket that doesn't treat you weird, but they don't know who you're. If you've told me, yeah, I don't like Moe's, I think that's bad, they need to be put to death. Feminism's a bunch of bullshit. All right, women need to be subservient to their men. Yeah, all this other shit. The kids are out of order. They need to be whooped again. They need to have their ass beat. Matter of fact, biblically, they should be put to death. You know, if they started learning all these things that we know and that we know to be true through the truth, they'd fucking hate our guts, man. They'd fucking hate our guts. Okay. And yeah, by the way, you're a 2/3. You're a 2/3. You don't have the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. You definitely a 2/3. You're wicked, man. You're wicked. And telling that to the people that think you're cool, yeah, no, they'd fucking bounce in an instant, man. They'd hate you. They would hate you. All right? They would hate you. All right? They would. For example, the Moes at my work, all right, I don't, go and tell them all these things, of course, because it wouldn't be circumspect, because then what? I'd lose my job. But, one of them, always comes around me and tries to talk to me. Now, do you think he would come around me and try to talk to me if he knew that I really thought that he should be put in a pit and stoned to death? Absolutely fucking not. He would not, all right? I'd say, yeah, you're an abominable. Most High's going to kill you, all right, and you deserve to die. He would never come around me, all right? He'd never try to talk to me or keep it cool with me, all right? So you might think, oh, these people at work are cool with me. Is something wrong with me? No, they don't know who you really are at the end of the day. They don't know who you are at the end of the day. All right, they just know you as, and well, at least they shouldn't know who you are at the end of the day, because, you don't want to be the Hebrew Israelite at work, all right? And, come in wearing fringes, that's a good way to just become a target, all right? Bear with me while I grab a drink. But even if you think these people, they get along with me, no, they don't. They get along with who they think you are. They don't know who you are. What about the spirit? They might not be able to tell. All right, they might not be able to tell. All right, and that's a good thing at that point if they can't tell, because the Most High might be having that work that way so you can keep your job. Okay, so everything's gonna work out differently. Everybody's different. Everybody has a different walk in this faith. All right, we're all walking for the same goal, but the Most High is gonna take different people down certain turns. Might have financial hardship. Some brothers might not have financial hardship, but they might have a health hardship, or they might not have a health hardship, but they might go through other issues. All right, they might have issues with their wife or with their children, or if you're a woman, a husband, or something. Different things. All right, but in general, there's certain things that we're all going to go through, and one of those things is people not liking us very much. All right, people hating us. All right, treating us weird, treating us differently. And why is that? Because we're not of the world. All right, as verse 4 says, 1 John 4:4, ye are of the Most High, little children, and have overcome them, because greater is he that is in you than he that is in the world. Okay, and we'll read it all again. Verse 5 says, they are of the world. These people, they're of the world. All right, but you're not. You're of the Most High, right? They are of the world, therefore speak they of the world, and the world hear them. So when they say, oh yeah, this is good, abortion's good, and drag shows are good, and two men together and two women together is good, and people say, yeah, that is good, yes, you're right, that is good. And now us, on the other hand, in verse 6, says, we are of the Most High. He that knoweth the Most High heareth us. He that is not of the Most High heareth not us. Hereby know we the spirit of truth and the spirit of error. So when we say, no, that's not good, that's wrong, two men are not supposed to be together, two women are not supposed to be together, you're not supposed to be getting abortions, you're not supposed to be using drugs, you're not supposed to be smoking, you're not supposed to be doing these things, people get pissed and inferior, like, why? Because they're of the world, we're of the Most High. And it's the same thing. When they speak, we get pissed. Why? Because we're not of the world, we're of the Most High. It works back and forth. All right, what they say pisses us off, and what we say pisses them off. All right, because they're of the world. That's just how it goes, man. That's just how it goes, and we're not. Okay, so we're gonna get John. Same sentiment, 15 and 18, all right, down through 21. Here it is. It says, if the world, this is John 15 and 18, if the world, and this is red letter, so this is, Yahweh Shai speaking, verse 18, if the world hate you, ye know, let me restart, John 15 and 18, if the world hate you, ye know that it hated me before it hated you. If you were of the world would love his own. But because you are not of the world, but I have chosen you out of the world, therefore the world hateth you. Okay? In verse 20 it says, remember the word that I said unto you, the servant is not greater than his Lord. If they have persecuted me, they will also persecute you. If they have kept my saying, they will keep yours also. But all these things will they do unto you for my name's sake, because they know not him that sent me. Okay, so that's the other thing. We're gonna be going through terrible things and stuff, for Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai, because they did it to him. They're gonna do it, like it says, if they persecuted me, they will also persecute you. All right, and look what they did to Yahweh Shai. All right, put him on a cross and put him to death. All right, and tortured him. It was fucking wicked, man. It was wicked as hell. All right, if they'd done that, and you're of if you're of the Most High, all right, and he chose you out of the world, all right, as it says, but I have chosen you out of the world, they're going to do the same thing to you. Maybe not necessarily, put you on a cross, but guess what? When the end day comes, some of the brothers and the elect in general, all right, men, women, and children, all right, some of them are going to be, put to those guillotines, man, have their heads whacked right off. All right, but that doesn't mean that they're wicked. All right, that means, that they were martyred for this truth. And that's actually a wonderful way to go, because you died for this truth. That's a beautiful way to go. If that's the way I go, hey, that's the way I go. I don't mind. All right, if I die for the truth, hey, that's great. That's wonderful. I can't think of a better death than that. All right, and if that happens, that happens. These devils really think they're doing something. Oh, I'm going to cut his head off. Cool, go right ahead, man. Go right ahead. Where do you want me? Which one? You want me on guillotine number 1 or number 2? Tell me which one. I'll go right over there. All right, you ain't hurting me none. All right. So, that's the state, man. If they persecuted the Lord, they're going to persecute you too, because you're following after the Lord. They hate the Lord. They hate the Father, they hate the Son, and they hate anybody that follows them. All right? That's how it is. These people are wicked as shit, man. Wicked as shit. All right? Think about how wicked people are, and then realize that they're more wicked than that. All right? We can't even comprehend the level of wickedness that these people are, really. Okay, because our minds don't think like that, being Israelites, right? We don't think about, we have Israelites that are wicked, of course, but to the level of these wicked heathens, we can't even, think of things like that, all right? Especially, and even Israel can think of some extremely wicked things, but being in the truth, our brains don't even generally work like that. We wouldn't have even thought there would be a song, Baby Daddy Free, all right? Now, at the end of the day, it does, it's surprising and not surprising at the same time, all right, because it's not surprising because we know wickedness is going to go up. At the same time, you're like, damn, all right, and then, I'm going to kill my mom, I'm going to kill my grandma, all that shit, all right, and then, I was surprised when this new song came out recently. It says, what was that one? Now I'm eating his ass. I was like, what the hell? I didn't ever think that would be in a rap song. I didn't think that would be acceptable. That's kind of fucking fruity, but hey, it is now, all right. So let's get Romans, and this one I got some backup on this one. All right, 1 through 2, because I got an image for this, as you can see, that I screenshotted. So this is Romans 12 and 1. It says, I beseech you therefore, brethren, by the mercies of the Most High, that ye present your bodies a living sacrifice, holy, acceptable unto the Most High, which is your reasonable service. Verse 2, and be not conformed, highlight that word, conformed, to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing, there's another word we need to get, renew, of your mind, that ye may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of the Most High. For I say, through the grace given unto me, to every man that is among you, not to think of himself more highly than he ought to think, but to think soberly, according as the Most High hath dealt to every man the measure of faith. And we wanted to get 3. It wasn't necessarily pertaining to what we're speaking of, but it was highlighted. I wanted to get it to the Spirit. So, and I know that's another thing, not to think of your, maybe we'll get on that recently. Maybe we'll do a lesson on that. I haven't done that yet. A lesson about pride, all right? And talk about that, being proud and boasting and all that stuff. All right, maybe we'll do a lesson about that if the, Spirit reminds me. All right, well, actually, you know what? It's on me to just highlight it right now. All right? Let me pin it. So, Here's some words. We got some words. Now, the first word we want to get in verse 2, Romans 12:2, is conformed. Conformity. What is that? It says, now, I put a little highlight here from something that I want to touch on. It says, how are you going to be like someone who isn't like-minded? Now, conformity says, conformity is the act of matching attitudes, beliefs, and behaviors to group norms, politics, or being like-minded. So that means you have matching attitudes, okay? Matching beliefs. They say abortion's okay. You say, yes, it is. They say, oh, God doesn't exist. You say, no, he doesn't. You say, oh, he says, oh, yeah, you should use drugs. Yeah, you should. That's conformity. We can't conform. Like I put the little highlight. How are you going to be like-minded? How are you going to be like someone who isn't like-minded? Or how are you going to like someone who isn't like-minded? These people aren't going to like you. How are they going to like you if you're not like-minded? All right, like I think I said it in the lesson the other day, if you have somebody that's a murderer, how are you going to walk with them if you're a person that's severely against murder? All right, how are you going to be anti-abortion and have someone, a friend that's pro-abortion? It doesn't match up. All right, you can't conform with those people. You can't like that person because you don't like what they stand for. All right, conformity is the act of matching attitudes, beliefs. We can't match beliefs with these people. Their beliefs don't match with us. We believe in Yahweh Shem Yahushua. These people worship Satan, man. That you can't conform. You can't. That doesn't work. We can't conform to this world. All right, and because we're not conformed to this world, they can't conform to what we believe. All right, they can't get with us, and we can't get with them. It just doesn't work. All right, it's like mixing vodka and milk. Okay. So, and be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing. Break it down. We don't need to get the definition. The word is renew, right? Renew, but the renewing, and that's when it's happening, it's occurring, right? But the word renew. What does new mean? All right, new. What does mean? To make again. Renew, to make new again. All right? And to renew is actually to make new again, but it really means to bring back to a previous state. All right, and the renewing of our mind, we're going back to a previous state, our holy mindset that we were in before we started going off. All right, that's the renewing. It's a refreshing. All right, a refreshing. All right, cleaning off all the dust. All right, if you take a piece of a jewelry and you renew it. All right, you get off all the grime and the what do you call it? Like the what's that shit? Like the tarnish. All right, and you scrape it off and it looks to shine, you get all the dirt off of it and it looks good again. You're like, wow, look at that. I didn't even know it was a diamond ring under there. I thought it was, a piece of shit from a vending machine. All right, but once you renew it, you put the gold cleaner on it, you polish it out. I don't know how you clean jewelry, but you do all that stuff, you take all the tarnish off of it, and then it looks great. You're like, wow, look at that. That looks like $1 million. Okay, and that's what we're doing through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. We're coming out from the world, stopping eating that pork, stopping eating, all these abominable animals. We're stopping, committing adultery and wickedness and drug use and witchcraft. All right, and we're becoming renewed. All right, and that's a state that people really don't like when we do that. Okay, and again, we already got 2 Corinthians 6:14 through 17. Right, and you can't mix light with darkness. It doesn't work. All right, it doesn't work. So we can't conform. All right, and because we can't form, like I put the little title, how are you going to like someone that isn't like-minded? These people aren't going to like us because we're not like-minded as them. Do you believe in abortion? No. Do you want to eat pork? No, I don't eat pork. Well, do you want to go and, I don't know, you want to go do this? No, can't do it. You want to come over and smoke weed? Nah, don't do it. Nah, man, this guy's fucking boring. I don't want to be around him. All right? Now, another thing is, let's go back to 2 Corinthians, because I guess we had a 6:14, and I might have to cut it a little bit short today. So where was it here? I don't know why I put define separate. I don't know. But we're going to get 2 Timothy 3:12. I got a new soundtrack going. I'm going to test it out. They might copyright. Hopefully don't copyright strike the video. If they copyright it, that's fine. I don't care. I'm not making money from these videos anyway. But if they copyright strike it, that would suck. Because, that's it's good soundtrack. I might just start using this, you know. Because the other ones, they start getting repetitive, man. They just start getting repetitive over and over and over again. If I can use this video, I can more than likely use the other videos from this account. So here is 2 Timothy 3 and 12. We got to bust these ones out pretty quick. Unfortunately, I'm strapped on time again. Got to head down to the plantation. 2 Timothy 3 and 12. And for you new brothers and sisters that are coming in, we say plantation. We just mean our work site, right? Because it's slavery, right? It's slavery. It is a form of slavery. And maybe we'll do a lesson on that eventually as well. But we say the plantation because that's essentially what we're doing. We're going down to the plantation to work for Massa again. That's what we're doing. All right, so, you know, because who at the end of the day, we're doing this work, whose pockets are getting lined? Not ours. All right, maybe a little bit, you know. But somewhere there's a CEO on a yacht that's not even doing any of the work, just raking in all the dough. All right, and you damn well know that they're more like an Edomite or a heathen of some sort. Most likely an Edomite or an Elamite. An Edomite or an Elamite, which would be a so-called white person or so-called red dot Indian from India. You know, or some small hat, which is another form of Edomite, but that's the Amalekites, the so-called Ish people. 2 Timothy 3 and 12 reads, Yea, and all that will live godly in Hamashiach Yahushai shall suffer persecution. So if you're following and living after Yahweh Shem Yahushai, you're going to suffer persecution. Verse 13, but you're going to go through these things, but these people in the world aren't going to get off scot-free. Verse 13 says, but evil men and seducers shall wax worse and worse, deceiving and being deceived. Now it says that if you're, you know, living godly in Yahushai Hamashiach, or Hamashiach Yahushai, as the scripture says, you shall suffer persecution. What is persecution? Here it is. I have the definition so we don't have to go and, you know, take little detours off. If you don't believe me, you can look it up. It's a screenshot. I put it in here. I want to try something new. It seemed cool to have the pictures right in here so everything's all added up. I might try it, you know, if it works out. Persecution, definition. Hostility and ill treatment. Hostility. All right. Hey, Siri. Define hostility. Got it on the phone here.
Okay. I found this on the web for define
hostile. Okay, no. What is the definition of hostile? Here. Read it. Oh my gosh. Hey Siri, read me the definition of hostile. Define hostility.
Hostility means hostile behavior, unfriendliness, or opposition.
There you go. Had to tell her a bunch of fucking times, but goddamn. There you go. So, you should know what hostile is. If you're treating someone hostile, you know, you should know. Hostile, you know, not good, bad, violently, angrily, all right, you know, opposition, all right. You know, you don't like him, hostile. He's being hostile towards me, you know, angry, aggressive, right? Hostility and ill treatment. And if you don't know what hostility is, you should know what ill treatment is. Being treated bad, all right? Especially on the basis of ethnicity, religion, or we're not going to read the rest of those because it's bullshit. But ethnicity, all right? And really it goes back to lineage, bloodline, all right? Because we're Israelites, all right? And our religion too, all right? Believing in Yahweh Shem Yahushai, we're suffering persecution. You know, and it says that we will. 2 Timothy 3 and 12, yea, and all that will live godly in Hamashiach Yahushai shall suffer persecution. But evil men and seducers shall wax worse and worse, deceiving and being deceived. There you go. But we got two more to get. We're going to close out. Deuteronomy 7. Reads, all right, Deuteronomy 7 reads, when the Lord thy power shall bring thee into the land whither thou goest to possess it. Oh, sorry. There we go. We need verse 6. Deuteronomy 7 and verse 6. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy power. The Lord thy power hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself, above all people that are upon the face of earth. And we're going to get this soon when we do the lesson talking about only Israel can be saved. No one else. Only Israel. No one else, right? So, holy. What does holy mean? Well, we got to go and check it out. There it is. We don't even, how do I get out of this? There it is. What was it? Deuteronomy 7, verse 6. Second guessed myself. Deuteronomy 7 and 6. We're going to look this word holy. Slacking, there's a hair on the screen. Holy. Ooh, look at that word, quadash. They're going to pronounce it wrong, more than likely.
Strong's H, 6918. Kadosh. Kadosh.
It's not
Second
kadosh.
entry. Kadosh.
It's not kadosh.
Kadosh.
It's quadash. It means sacred, holy, holy one, saint. Oh, set apart. Set apart. All right, and holy really means separate. Okay, it means separate. Let's go back down to here. And the root word, to consecrate, sanctify, prepare, dedicate, to be hallowed, to be holy, to be sanctified, to be separate. And that's why I had separate over. I just put it in the wrong place. Let's look what separate means. Separate.
Separate.
All right. Unrelated, different. All right. Forming or viewed as a unit apart or by itself. Separate. Okay. So we're different. We're separate from these people. All right. We are separate people. Okay. We're separate. So we can't be with these people. We're separate. We're holy, right? And holy people, right? Well, that's what we're trying to be. We're separate. Okay, we're going to get Galatians 1:10 and we're going to close out. It says, and you got to choose one. Do you want to, you're either going to, be liked by people or liked by the Most High. You can't choose both. So choose one. I choose being liked by the Most High, all right, as most of you brothers and sisters would. All right, and Lord willing, we are liked by the Most High, right? And we got to say Lord willing, all right? We'd rather be liked by the Most High than the world, because the world can't give us nothing, all right, but death. Galatians 1:10 says, for do I now persuade men or the Most High? Or do I seek to please men? Do you seek to please men? Or, for if yet I pleased men, I should not be the servant of Hamashiach. Okay? It says, verse 11, but I certify you, brethren, that the gospel which was preached of me is not after man. They're not going to like us. All right? It says in verse 12, for I neither received it of man, neither was I taught it, but by the revelation of Yahushai Hamashiach. Okay, so these people, we have, we'd rather be doing things that are pleasing to the Most High and not of men. All right, because men at the end of the day, they can't give us nothing. All right, but death. All right. So, Lord willing, I could have probably touched on more. There's more things. A lot of these lessons could go on for hours upon hours. All right, but I do hope that you were edified, at least. If you were, please put it in the comment board below. If you have any questions, again, hey, comment board below. That's been, people hate us, and that's good. All right, why? Because we're of the Most High, Lord willing, all right, and not of man, all right, not of the world, all right. So, but these people are, so we seem different and weird and off to them, but they're the ones who's really off. So with that, we're going to close out. Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. Once again, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Rakakwadash. I want to give double honors to the elders and apostles at Great Millstone. Shalom to you brothers and sisters out there. Keep enduring, keep the faith. We're almost out of here. Until next one, Lord willing, Shalom.